Hello and welcome to this week's look at the world of action and stunts on film and television. I hope you are well. Thank you for joining me once again. We are back in 1985 this week for a movie called To Live and Die in LA. Interesting movie, directed of course by William Friedkin. No stranger to a car chase, that man, what with French Connection under his belt. And what do? Well, you bring on the best that there is. And he brought on Buddy Joe Hooker as the stunt coordinator for the vehicular action. It's extraordinary, some of this stuff, it really is. And a really good way of looking at action in respect of thinking on your feet and getting it done in a relatively short space of time. Not having the technology that they have now, not having the CGI that they have now, enabling them to do stuff in post. So they have to do it in camera and they have to do it very quickly and they have to get the shot done quickly and they have to get the result. And that's exactly what has happened here. So we're going to take a little look through the movie, and then at the end there is the stunt sequence making of, if you will, taken from a little documentary in relation to the making of the picture, but it's all about the action scenes. So we'll take a look at that as well and compare the two and regroup after this. Here we go. So here we are, To Live and Die in LA from 1985. We're going to start with Dar Robinson's bridge jump. The story, of course, Dar had created with Kai Michelson, his stunt engineer, the decelerator. It's a wire attached to a harness that he is wearing, and then it is attached via pistons and compressed air and stops him from going any further. You see the wire attached to his leg there. And it's then later written in to Lethal Weapon. And, of course, he'd done it already with Burt Reynolds in the movie Stick. But that's Dar's moment in the picture. He is in it a little later on as well. But that's how it works in this picture. And it's, it's a lovely little thing. Funnily enough, this is the car that Dar is in with Bobby Bass. There's Dar. And they look down and spot what's going on. And that's Bobby with the machine gun, who then starts to open fire. There we go. And they try and get themselves out of the way. There's the two of them there thinking, wait a second. So your man's been shot. And this is effectively the start of the early part of the car chase, which will then lead to driving the wrong way on the freeway, which, of course, William Friedkin actually did back in 1963, I think he said it was. And he was very tired coming back from somewhere, and he'd made the wrong turn, and he'd gone up the exit slip instead of going the right way, and was partly on to the freeway before pulling over to the side and thinking, Jesus, what on earth am I doing? And then went back the way he came. But it stayed with him the whole time. And he said, wouldn't it be good if... And he kept it in mind. These scenes here, these streets here, very, very small units, being able to shut down sections and being able to just do one pass. You close the section, you then get the car racing through shot, and then you set up for the next one. So that's Dar and Bobby in this car. A couple of stunt guys who are on the forklift trucks. And again, when you look at the big thing later on with the freeway, majority of the huge stunt cast that's there is ND drivers. And they're drivers that they're there. It's a closed section. It's closed for 4 hours at a time, but they get an opportunity to rehearse coming along. I'm going left, he's going right. I'm going left, he's going right. I'm going right here, he's going left. And just you work that out prior with the little toys, and then you carry on. This is a nice little thing as well. The little jump over the top. Whoa! And again, all done for real. Little ramp the other side, just kicking it over. This is Buddy Joe Hooker, who now has an opportunity to fulfill one of his great dreams, which is driving the car, racing the train, getting to the front, and being able to switch in front at the last, just cross over. That angle gives the impression he's got an awful lot to do, when in point of fact he hasn't got that much to do. And again, Bobby and Dar give chase, but they're not going to catch him. And then he just gets the opportunity to go. There he goes, and screams across in front. Down the other side then. Of course, these they're trapped the other side. And this slowly but surely starts to make a point where William Friedkin's character realizes that they're definitely out to try and kill them here. There's no doubt about that. He's looking up and thinking, okay, I got free here. This is good. Great shots as well. We've seen this a lot in movies. But they're all celebrating the fact, yes, we've got away. And then the gunshots turn up again. There's vehicles coming towards them. There's people on the embankment. There's the cars behind, opening fire. And again, a lot of space in order to create the action. They were given an awful lot of room. Cars now approaching. Where's he going to go? He's going to go up the embankment. That's his plan. He wants to get up out of the way. Misses the first one, misses the second one, comes down the other side and away. Made famous a few years later, of course, by the Terminator in similar sort of drainage canals. But all of this done, I don't want to say on the spur of the moment. It's not. I mean, it is worked out, but you get the option of getting the location, and then you get the option of doing something with it relatively quickly because you've got a fairly small turnaround. That's a lovely slide there as well. That's fantastic. Back end sneaking out. Plymouths. I think they're Plymouths. If anybody wants to tell me otherwise, do so. He's thinking over in his head about what's happened before. That's why we get another shot of the Darfall. The guy in the back seat's absolutely losing his mind about everything that's gone before. All of this is now leading up to the final part of the chase. What does he do? He comes down here. He's really racing in and out of traffic. He's having to think on his feet. Again, Bobby, different jumper, gets out. Got an Uzi on him. What do I do? What do I do? There's Buddy. And then he sees the sign. And that's the clincher for the Wrong Way Freeway, which always sounds like an album title. Wrong Way Freeway by REO Speedway. And of course, all done for real. Having to work out the details, physically going through, particularly this early section. A lot of them may not catch him as he comes around the corner. When you get on board, and he's physically having to stop traffic as it comes around, slides round the other way, trying to keep as far out of the way as possible. When you get onto a slide, now this section here, now it can be coordinated because all of these drivers, ND drivers, will be fully aware that they're going to have traffic coming towards them. This is a very interesting piece of kit, which is on the back of a trailer. So the close-up shots effectively have a gimbal, and it's moving about. It's being pistoned from one side to the other, enabling that movement, enabling the camera position to be inside the car, but everything coming towards him. And of course, notice it's on the wrong freeway. If it was America, they'd be on the other side going the other way, right? So this is the closed section. Back to the shots with the trailer. And everybody, all the ND drivers, they're coming towards, and they know you go left, you go right, you go here, you go there. And then this with the trailer, which is sensational. A jackknife trailer. Car on the right, very right-hand side is the one that brought that round. And you'll see that a bit closer when we take a look at the... there's a little documentary at the end of this, and it's the stunt section from the documentary, and it is explained fully. But it's a very, very clever little routine involving a wire and a separate vehicle pulling that trailer around. This, again, is Buddy Joe Hooker with a full body burn. The character, Willem Dafoe's character, is throwing paper, shredded paper, on top of this guy and is about to set fire to him, right? He's got the torch there. He's going to, but the guy sits up, bang, 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 shoots him. There's tar and there's cement and there's fuel. And then he goes up and a little torch, and that's a very, very exciting burn. You only see it from a distance. You're not seeing it up close particularly. That's the only shot you see there, but it's the falling forward. It's a remarkable full body burn. Isn't really given the credit it deserves. The stunt credits here: Pat Johnson as the fight coordinator, Buddy Joe Hooker as the driving and chase sequence coordinator. And the list of stunt people here, they are endless, but all of these individuals have taken a role in that sequence on the freeway. They are ND drivers, majority of them. They are driving towards here, they're driving there, they're turning left, they're turning right, they're trying to stay out of the way. But I think it's very, very, very exciting to see that sequence up close. And in just a moment, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at that little documentary, and I think will open your eyes to some of the stuff that's been going on. Very exciting indeed, well worth a watch. And this is, and of course, a majority of it has Buddy Joe Hooker involved in it. I think that's massively important as well. Him telling the story, him being interviewed. You see him on screen with some of the other stunt guys talking through the action and the sequencing and explaining along with the director. And here it is.
We had done all the principal photography, and then all of a sudden we were a really stripped down unit. We had no trucks coming with us, no wardrobe, no makeup. It was 40 stunt guys, Friedkin and Panko and me. We were going all over LA, blocking off streets and just spinning out.
Yeah, it's perfect. You don't need a lot of people to shoot a chase, because when you're shooting a chase, it's one shot at a time, maybe with multiple cameras from different angles, but one shot at a time.
And these are all the stunt drivers that we're going to be having working on the show.
What are their names?
Richard Ellis, Bobby Bass, David Ellis, Dick Zeiker. And my name's Buddy Joe Hooker, yeah.
He says, you know, if we can come up with a chase that's better than the French Connection, then it'll be in the movie. If we do something that isn't, it won't be in the movie. And I believed him.
Let's just say this, if we've got a set of...
I like to do a lot of diagramming myself. I mean, for big chase sequences and stuff, the way I see them best and the way that I can explain them to people best is diagramming them. Overviews of who goes where and what's happening in camera positions.
And as he's crossing, then I want you to cross. So when we're coming with the camera, we see this kind of thing.
The chase requires a lot of cutting to be made to work. Actions and reactions, points of view. It's like knitting. It's painstaking. It's knit one and purl two.
First, there was all the stuff leading up to the freeway. We did a lot of it ourselves.
I was able to do a lot of the driving stuff, you know, and I wanted to do all of it. You know, I got to the point where it was much more fun to be doing the stunts than it was to be doing any of the acting stuff, you know. If you're driving the car that fast, it's happening. Poor Panko. The blood would just drain out of his face every morning when he would find out what I was going to be doing with him in the back seat.
It was not lost on me that the car chase, the last 5 weeks were shot at the end of the movie. I mean, something happens to one of us, they still got a movie.
We've seen all the movies. Most of them, you just go, hey, that doesn't happen. But to do real stuff and still make it work, that's a challenge.
The whole thing with the train, just being a part of that whole thing was just amazing, just to see how it all got put together.
He'll go around the train, and we'll lose him in that angle. You know, catch the train, pass it. Then he won't go through the fence until we move the cameras over here, down there. I just figured out the MacGuffin. once you hit the riverbed and you're out of this thing and you think you're out, all of a sudden 2 guys come barreling straight at you.
Oh,
and they
man.
start coming at you. Then you turn and you're out of that, and some guy starts firing out the window.
That's
Yeah,
great.
so everywhere you go, it'll be like a nightmare. They just come at you, and that's what forces you on the wrong way freeway.
I thought, what have I not seen? Well, I haven't seen a car on a freeway traveling against traffic. If we can pull this off, this is going to be very hairy.
Going this way.
The deal is, the entrance we went onto was an actual entrance ramp where they just put a do not enter sign up, and we go. They have all the stunt drivers coming off the entrance. Now what Friedkin did to make it even more confusing was everybody else was going the wrong way. If you look at that movie, it's like England. The oncoming traffic is basically in the wrong lane, all of it. So it's really confusing.
Billy likes some radical stuff, and he'll call for the heaviest stuff you can give him, but he wants it to be safe. We had designed this swivel car that was hydraulic that you could pull behind the camera car. So when they're going through traffic, we could place the actors believably in that and make the audience think that they were there. And at a given point, they hit a button and the car goes, whoa, whoa, back like this, and it's them. There's no faking it or no screens and all that stuff.
Get out of the way! Get out of there!
It's choreographed, but there's a tremendous margin for error. And you know, you hit somebody going 25 and they're going 25 and you hit them head on. It's like going 50 miles an hour into a wall. I mean, that's a hit.
I made the mistake of telling him, hey, you know, when they're on the freeway, why don't we jackknife this truck? And he goes, great, put it in, let's do it. And then I'm going, how in the world do we do it? Up to that time, I don't think there had ever been anything like that. A truck jackknifing and squashing cars and the whole thing. When they locked up the tractor and the trailer brakes, we had a cable going from the back of the truck to this big 4-wheel drive. We had cars all stuck in between them too, so we could lock it up and just pull the trailer right around and squish them as much as we wanted, and bingo.
A great example of Buddy Joe Hooker doing what he does so well, taking on the project, understanding what's required, and then creating the action with all of those amazing professionals around him. He gets to do a lot of gags himself in that picture as well. I mean, all right, he pops up making up the numbers as some of the CIA agents in the chase, but he does the fire gag. He does the driving of the car and chasing the train. He does all of that as well. And, of course, brings on the wonderful Dar Robinson and his decelerator to create that remarkable jump from the bridge. Often surprised me, you know, when you see any other cop dramas or you see any other people in position who like to unwind. Well, sometimes they unwind with watercolors. Sometimes they like a long walk in the country. Sometimes they like to go and get pissed somewhere. I mean, that's a possibility. These are the things you have to take into consideration. But never have I ever been in a situation or found myself watching a movie or something where the lead that's how he likes to just chill out by leaping from a bridge. Nevertheless, written into the script, comprising of Dar and Kai Michelson, who created that decelerator, not a million, based around, I mean, and it all comes back to, Vic and Bickers on green ice, creating the fan descender, so you were there or thereabouts in a similar sort of area. But nonetheless, there it was, and it changed a huge amount of stuff that Dar did after that, of course, was on that decelerator. Stick did loads of jumps on Stick in that. He did the Johnny Carson shows. You remember those? He did a bunch of those. Not so much in the UK. Maybe you wouldn't have seen it, but if you're fans of Johnny or you're fans of Dar, you will remember that he did a great deal of stuff there. Lethal Weapon, of course, using that as well. So yeah, very exciting stuff. I hope you've enjoyed that. It's been a movie we've been looking at or wanting to look at for a little while. And I hope that's crossed the T's and dotted the I's for you. Plenty more great stuff to come. I've just done another couple of interviews this week, which we're putting in the tank for future. And hopefully you'll get a kick out of them as much as I did when we recorded them. Huge fun. We get to learn a great deal from those individuals as well. Good, really solid work from stunt people, great professionals, so it's good. We've got lots of stuff coming, and well, that's about the size of it. If you want to catch the podcast, click the Linktree link. It's in the notes down at the bottom here, and you can click that and subscribe to the podcast. Down here somewhere you'll find a little icon for subscription to this very channel. Do that, please, if you will. Hit the bell so you get all the notifications early. And in case you're new to all of this, podcast on a Wednesday, YouTube channel on a Friday. All right, that's how it works. And, well, until next time, it's bye for now.